Hi guys, this is Ajit. So today we are going to be solving the today's LeetCode question, which is palindromic substrings. So let's go through the question first. We are given a string, which is S, and we need to find the number of palindromic substrings present in it. So palindrome in the sense, suppose uh, the character which is present at the backward should be same as forward. Like it should be same when we reverse the linked list. When we reverse the string. Let's say this is ABC. If we reverse this string, then it becomes CBA, and then both are not equal. So it is not a palindromic substring. Suppose if we take this particular string A, if we reverse this, and then it will be equal to same. So let me give an example. Suppose let's say ABA. So this particular string is a palindromic string, and then let's say ABBA. So this is also palindromic string, and then ABCBA. This is also palindrome, and then ABBC. This is not palindrome. Why? Because this particular string is a palindrome, but if we consider total ABBC, then it is not a palindrome. Why? Because it doesn't read same when we read forward and then when we read backwards. So it is not a palindromic string. So now we were given one particular string. Suppose let's say yes. We need to find number of palindrome substrings. Suppose let's say you are given a string S. Now how many number of different substrings are present? Let's say substring in the sense we need to pick two indexes, which should be, it can be, let's say we'll pick n indexes out of 1 to n. Suppose let's take indexes 1 to till n. Then we can say the first index which will be picked from out of n, and then for the second index we can pick um, like anything. Suppose let's say it should be forward. Let's So number of substring will be like, we'll pick out of n. Out of n we'll pick all the indexes, and then for the next it will be suppose let's say I take 1 as the first. Suppose let's say I take 1 as the starting index, and then ending index can be out of 1. It can be 1, 2, 3 till n. So it will be n. And then if I pick 2, then I can pick from 2 to n. So it will be n minus 1 until it becomes 1. So these are the different number of substrings we can form. It will be n into n plus 1 by 2. N into n plus 1 by 2. These are the number of substrings we can get from particular string. Suppose let's say we pick all the indexes. Let's say I is the starting index. We have starting index and then end index. Suppose let's say we are given a starting index and then ending index. Now we'll have Si, let's say Si, and then Si plus 1 till Sj. So we need to find this string is palindrome or not. That we'll get to know by comparing all the characters which are present here. So this will become traversal of n as well. So if we do check whether it is palindrome by using this string, it becomes n time complexity. So the number of substrings we can make is n square. Let's take it that way. So we can neglect the n. as it is worst time complexity we are saying, and then n square, and then we are going to multiply with n as well, because to check whether it is a palindrome or not we are going to use one more n, so it becomes n cube. But if we see the constraint, it is given like 10 power 3, so the maximum we can use is n square log n or n square. So we need to reduce this complexity so that we can solve it better and we can optimize better, and we do not get any time limit exceeded. So let's think this way. Let's say we had picked index I plus 1 till j minus 1. This is the index we had picked, and then let's say we got to the index I till j. Now can you observe this scenario? Suppose if we take sj minus 1. So in this particular case we got to know whether si plus 1 and j minus 1 is palindrome or not. Here we know if it is 1, palindrome. If it is 0, then not a palindrome. So for this particular case we know whether it is a palindrome or not by doing some computation, which is like this length is always less than this length. So we can say we got to know whether it is a palindrome or not. For this particular case we need to use this subproblem which we had already solved. So we are going to check whether this is palindrome or not. Si plus 1 and j minus 1 is palindrome or not. And then check only the last characters si and sj. If this is palindrome and if the characters of sj and si is same, then we can say palindrome of I j becomes true, right? If this particular palindrome is palindrome, if this particular string is palindrome and this particular characters are matched, then we can say it is a palindrome. And if we see carefully, like we are taking two indexes I and j, and then to store here that the space complexity will be n square. So the space we are using is n square, and then time we are using is n square as well, because we are already using the previous substring subproblems. We do not need to go through all the characters which are present. We just need to use the previous computations which we have done, and we'll compare with si and sj. So can we reduce the space complexity as well? Suppose, try to think, let's say, yeah, let's say we have a b b and then a and then c, and then here as well it is b. Suppose let's think we want to find number of substrings, number of palindromes we can make by using this particular character as the middle element. So suppose think like that. So if we have b, then we can make by taking the string as odd number of elements present in the palindrome. So if it is odd number of elements, then b element will be present, and then there will be one more b here, and then there is one more b here. So this is a palindrome. We are going to add the two characters from front side and then back side. And then if it is same, then we are going to say the one more palindrome is added. And then again we are going to say the same thing, here a and then here a. And then here A and C cannot be inserted, so this is not a palindrome. So for this particular case, by considering B as a middle element, we are going to say that we are going to say that this is a palindrome. So the number of palindromes formed is, this is B, and then this is going to be one more, and then this will be 3. So number will be 3. Number of palindromes formed is 3 by considering B as a middle. So if we consider same B, and then let's consider we are going to build based upon even what do we say, even number of characters present in the particular substring. So let's take that, if we take B and then we are going to take one more B, so this particular substring is a palindrome, so then the number increases to one more, which will be 4 here. And then can we add one more character here? We cannot add here B and then again B. Why? Because this is not a palindrome. Why? This is not a palindrome. Why? Because this is A. Suppose let's say we have A here, then don't consider odd one, as we have already seen, and the number is 0. Now let's take this as the middle element and then check, this is B here. So first we'll take B and then B. This is a palindrome, and then again we are going to add B, and then again we are going to add B. So now we got 2 palindromes by considering this particular character as the middle element. Suppose let's think we take this particular B as the middle element by considering only even element. So if we take this, then B becomes B, and then again here it will become B, and then it will become C. So the palindromes which can be made here will be only one. Why? Because we need to consider only even number of character substring. So let's try to code this. So we are going to take I and J, I equal to 0, I less than s dot size, and I plus plus, and we are going to store the answer equal to 0 for J should start for, let's say we are writing for only odd substring, then we need to take care of adding 1 plus. Suppose we'll take from 0, so it can be 0 and it can go till I minus J should be greater than or equal to 0, and I plus J should be less than, let's take n equal to s dot size. So this will be n and then J plus plus. So here we are calculating the boundaries. Suppose if I minus 1 and if I do the plus 1, we'll get the left hand side character and then right hand side character, and we are going to compare this. and we are going to build the palindrome by using the previous calculation which we have already done. Suppose let's think if s of j minus I double equal to s of j plus I, then we can say answer is increased. Why? Because this will be the character palindrome which we had built. Else we can break out of the loop. We are just going to consider whether it is possible or not. If it is possible, then we are increasing the number of palindrome substrings. If it is not, then we are not considering. Let's think even substring. So for even substring, we are going to consider j equal to 1. Why? Because there should at least be two elements for even substring. So we are going to consider that, and then j, let's say I minus j plus 1. Yeah, suppose if we consider j, suppose if we take this particular string, so if we take b, then we should take this b, and then left hand should be, suppose this is I, and now I am taking j equal to 1. J equal to 1. So if I minus I minus j, then I need to add one more 1 so that we'll get to same particular index. So that's why we are going to consider I minus j plus 1 should be greater than or equal to 0, and I plus j should be less than n, and we are going to increment j. And again we are going to consider the same case, but we need to change the indexes, which will be, this is I. If we see clearly here, it is not I minus j, there should be I minus j, and this should be I minus j plus 1, and this should be I plus j. Yeah, right. And then these are the substrings we can build, and at last we are going to return answer. So as we are saying, like, we are going through each loop, and then again we are going one more loop. This will be big O of n, and this will be big O of n. So the total will be big O of n square, and the space, as we are not using any space, then it is big O of 1 itself. The space complexity will be. So let's run this and then see if there are any errors. I j, okay. Answer is assigned to 0, okay. And then we are taking I equal to I, okay. And then for j equal to I minus j, I plus j. This is for odd, and then we are incrementing j, right? And then j we are taking from 1, and then we are building upon this, and then j plus plus. And then we are going to say I minus j plus 1, and then j plus I. Yeah, here it should be semicolon. So let's write some test cases so that, yeah, let's submit this. Yeah, yeah, let me summarize this. We are just taking particular index, and then we are trying to build the substring which is of palindrome. We are trying to build the substring which is palindrome with odd number of characters which are present in the substring. And here we are considering even number of characters which is present in the substring, and that should be palindrome. Suppose let's say we did not get any palindrome, then we are breaking out of the loop so that we will not consider any substrings which will be built upon that. Suppose let's say this is bb. Suppose let's say this is a double b a, and then now we built b b. This is palindrome, so we are going to build again a. That is right. But if we have a b c and then a, here we are going to check b and c. B not equal to c. So we are going to break out of this loop and we will not consider a b c a. So that's what we are doing here in this particular statement. Yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe. Thanks.